one of the mission of the church is to exalt Jesus by reproducing disciples who exalt the glory of God. And I think you get to do that with going and meeting God's people where they are. And although, a mission trip could be overseas or it could be in your backyard, it just depends on how you view it. But one of the biggest things that you get to learn is just like sheer dependence on God. Whether that's through support raising or through going with a group of people that you don't know, or trying to learn a new culture or a new language, or just like hitting a wall. I mean, there were times when I've been on trips where it's like, oh, like literally no one wants to talk to us about God. No one wants to talk to us about their lives. No one wants to talk to us, period. And so like it is just a totally new thing because you don't know what to expect or what's going to happen. And so you learn so much more about yourself and about doing ministry with people. And again, just like having that life posture of like, oh, like everywhere I live and work is my mission field. And so learning that dependence translates immensely. In short-term mission trips is just one way to get to do that, but it is a really cool way to do that in a short period of time. It doesn't necessarily take years and years and years of learning. It still can, but it's kind of just one piece of the puzzle.
If you're a postgraduate young adult who is considered who are considering leading a trip, even if you're married or have kids, I would really still consider to go and make disciples in a different country. Just the value of interacting with believers from a different country is I cannot replace the value of that. I can't put it into words how awesome it is just to interact with the global church. So one story I wanted to share from our time in Greece is that part of what we did there, we partnered with a nonprofit that served refugee families by giving them meals to eat, a place to bathe themselves, clothes, and some of the essentials for life. And so we got to meet families from all over the world, families displaced from Africa, from Asia, from East Asia, that had now found a new home in Greece. And so one really amazing thing that happened is that we had all of our college students, they just love these people so well. Even one of them, we sang a worship song over them, and it was just like such a beautiful moment to hear, just to hear them obey in that way and to watch that. One of the other college students was interested in working with refugees as a profession. And so months after our short-term trip, I get a text from my buddy who is a director of a nonprofit that helps families that are displaced from various countries of the world that are resettling in America. So he works with refugees. And they had an internship position open in Austin. And my buddy reached out and said, hey, this woman applied who said she went on a trip with you. Can you speak into that and share with that? And I was like, yes, she did great with these refugees. I can give firsthand account of how great that was. And then what I later heard is that she was actually offered the internship in the interview. And so I think that's just more of a testament to her character and her love for those people than anything else. But what I took from that was how invested God is in the whole person. For her, she just went out of an act of obedience and wanting to make much of Jesus and to share the love of Christ with those who never heard. And then stemming from that, not even planned, there's an internship opportunity that opened because she went, and because I led, the Lord in His sovereignty allowed that to happen. And so that's just a perk of one, going, and two, leading. If you're considering leading a trip, you get to disciple people within the church and help be an example for those who are looking for spiritual mothers and fathers to imitate in their walks. So I just want to share that as an encouragement for anyone who's considering going or leading a trip.
I would say if there was any hesitancy about being sent or going to the nations or any of that, just consider that God is working through you, and it doesn't have anything to do with who you are or what you think would disqualify you. He is pleased to work through His people, and if you're a Christian, that's what you are. And there were so many reasons that I disqualified myself, and I was sent anyway. just the fact that you're a Christian and you've known his love and his compassion and the hope that we all have. I know he wants to use his people to send that all over the world.
If you're hesitant to go on a short-term trip, I would honestly encourage you to write down the reasons why you're hesitant. Actually put them out in a list. Is it potentially money, finances? Is it potentially you don't feel like you have the time? Maybe you're not even interested. Maybe you don't even have the desire to go on a short-term trip. And to all of those, obviously there's an answer that I can give, but I feel like maybe there might even be an answer or a hurdle that the Lord and the Holy Spirit can help you jump to gain perspective as to why missions are needed. For me, it's been the time aspect, or even just like, hey, can a person who works, quote unquote, a normal job, like not a church job, be involved in missions? And the Lord has proven time and time again that that's not true. Like I think everyone can be involved in missions in some way, shape, or form, because that's the general call of a Christian, of a disciple of Jesus, is to be making disciples of all nations. And so, there's been times where the Lord has just given us opportunities through the well to participate in these trips, and we've been able to respond. We've gotten to go on a trip to the Middle East and also to a trip to Brazil, and then are even looking at participating in a trip with the well this year in a non-conventional way, but always seeking the opportunity to participate in what the Lord is doing in the nations. It's only been to our benefit, and all of the hurdles that were in my head or in my heart have been jumped by the Lord. There's so much opportunity to develop a missional heart and a missional mindset here in our everyday life.